Well, hello, hello, hello. All right. Here we are. Um, just getting set up. I did some work on this project earlier before I went into my class. And by the way, I'm Nikki. So sorry, I just jumped right into it. I'm Nikki. I make art and I live creative here on Create with Nikki. And yeah, so if you're tuning in live, thanks so much. I'm going to go through a little bit of a process here with you guys on, let me change all this up here. Sorry. I had to take care of something. Have you ever gotten like an email and it said your Microsoft account has possibly been hacked? That freaked me out a little bit. So I went in, I had to fix that before I came on here live tonight. So anyway, crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, Let me see. My sister was going to come on here on live on YouTube. I don't even know if she realizes I changed my name. Create with Nikki. So, so yeah, it's been a little bit crazy, and yeah, I kind of like freaked out a little bit with that that message, and I was like, really? So anyway, hopefully it's fine. We did recently my husband's debit card was hacked, and that freaked me out a little bit. They did manage to somehow go shopping on our account, and it was a whole thing that I had to call the bank, and yeah, all on top of we were planning to go on a trip. It's not a good idea to just freak me out like that. So I am if you read the title of the video, hopefully it came through okay because I kind of rushed and put it in there, but I had already kind of prepped the title and things before I got on here today as well. But I definitely just was thrown for a little loop, so I had to go through and before going here, check bank accounts and check emails again and redo stuff. So sorry if I sound like I'm completely a little flustered, but you know, why do they do that? Why did that? Yeah. Anyway, so I am here live in the studio. Um, I'm not looking at you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to pull up something I want to show you on the other screen. We are going to work on the Cricut machine tonight. I have an event coming up, and I'm trying to make some new product for that event. Now, will we have that product on our website? It really all depends on how much I sell at the event. It's something that I don't have a ton of supplies of, so I am prepping for an event. As I was yesterday as well, making little tiny furniture. And I did finish the little table here. It's super cute, but I'm not 100% happy with it. And when I push a new product or a new thing out into the market world, I want to make sure that it's spot on and perfect. So I wasn't happy with the different cutting variations that I got with it. So that had me a little flustered last night. So anyway, so here it is. Here we are. Oh, I know what I was doing over here. trying to get everything on the screen for you guys to see this. I have already turned on the Cricut machine, so that is good to go. And if you are watching, please let me know in the comments. Let me know you're here. I am watching the comments as they come in. But what I'm going to pull up on the screen is what I was working on today. Now, I've kind of had to take a step back with the idea for this because it didn't work as well as I wanted it to on the Cricut machine. And it might be because I don't have the specific tool to go into the machine. I only have a 41 blade. Is it a blade? It's not a blade. It is it's like an embosser, or yeah, it's the engraver. Sorry, it's the engraver. I have a engraver that has 41 on the label, and I really need the debosser, I think, and that's a different number. I think it's 21 or something. I don't have that one. So that set me back a little bit. So I did try a couple other products I wanted to test on the machine. Now, I've had the engraver piece for my Cricut machine for quite some time, and I have not used it. It is a tool that I've had, and I'm just like, why have I not used this? So yeah, I used it today, and the piece that I made is upstairs. So I'm going to make another one of those so you guys can see how it works. Let me adjust this. And I've come up with some fun phrases that I will be using on some of the products that I'm making for this event. It's kind of a double event for me. It is basically an event that I am there with Tiny Doors, but I'm also a presenter there with my alter ego, which is Disney. So I have product line for Disney, and I have product line for Tiny Doors, and also my small miniature painting. So I'm trying to get ready to do that. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. It's not you, it's me. It's just me. So I am getting ready to have this event and come up with new stuff. So I'm going to show you guys. So let's take a look over here and see if we can bring in the magic fingers and click to the desktop. Okay, so I do have my light board here. What is it called? Light pad. So Cricut light pad. I am not going to turn this on because it is so bright. And let me just zoom out so you guys can see how crazy my desk is. Oh, so I used this tool last night. I used this one last night. Today, I pulled out my tiny miter box, and I used this today to cut the wood, and I was very frustrated. So, none of them are giving me accurate cuts. My next tool that I'm going to try to use, I don't know when. I'm super booked for the next couple days, but I'm going to try to use the actual Dremel tool. And Freddie says that I could be able to use it like a little miter saw, like an electric miter saw. So, so anyway, this is my light board. This is this is what it looks like. Like I can light up stuff, and that's great for doing vinyl, which is what I did. Oops, sorry, it's gonna get bright for a second. This is one of the ones I'm working on, and it says just keep leafing. It's just like the saying of just keep swimming. And I have several different sayings for the leaf. Um, I'm gonna have a let it go one. I need space for the spaceman. The next one is I love you more. And um, yeah, so I have a lot of different phrases. So I'm putting the phrases. I first attempted to do it with the vinyl on here. And I mean, it does work, but it's super tedious. And yeah, so this is probably not going to be the one. Now, I did try to use the tool so you can see here where it etched in or engraved in the wood. Hello, hello. I worked on this piece here with the engraving on the wood with the Cricut machine. And I just wasn't 100% happy with it. I probably could have done a deeper setting, but it wasn't giving me the same feeling that I really wanted. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the wood pieces and I'm going to go to the laser cutter at the library and I'm going to engrave them with the laser cutter at the library. So I did all this work getting these all ready to go, and then that didn't work. So frustration number one today, or actually number one, number two, and yeah, crazy. So so anyway, I am going to I've got the Cricut machine on. I'm going to try to share my screen. Let me find that. Of course, I need to use the magic fingers to make it happen, right? So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's behind here. Let's move this one out of the way. Well, let's see. How do I move that one out of the way? Um, let's just move this one out of the way. Perfect. Okay, so this is I'm going to take the episode down. We're at episode 126 today, by the way. This is the Cricut, and I'm going to show you how I designed these to fit the right way. So if you are making something in vinyl, and if you're trying to use the engraver and etching tool, the shift tab, it doesn't quite work the same. And I run this program on OBS Studio, so it's not. They're all different things. One day I'll have to show you how that works. But thanks for the tip. I'll do that next time when I need to swipe something away. So these are some of the sayings that I'm working on, and this is basically these are the things I'm going to be making with the wood pieces. Now, you know what I could do? I could bring it back in the overhead screen, and let's just minimize this over here so you guys can kind of see when I bring it over. Let me hide it there. Okay, so what I'm going to make now, so this is one set of products that I was working on. So I'm going to actually just hide all of these things, and I'm going to show you how I did this. Now, this is all a custom size because the wood pieces that I have cut out, these are actually the back side of the tiny bookcases that I actually laser cut. So when designing all these, I usually use metric system, which when designing and working with cutting machines and wood, I really find the metric system is a lot easier. I know that's weird to say for us Americans to say that, but it really is. Trust me, it really is. This ruler here, the metric side, has got more marks on it than the imperial side. So what it is, I measured up my shape here, and we're going to go on the left side and hit shape. And I'm just going to hit a square because these are not rounded edges and they're nice and square. So once I click on the square that pops up that you can't see because it's underneath there, let me move it over there. And this here, we want to resize it to the size of the actual piece of wood. So hello, okay. So what I do here is I click on at the top here with the tools. We can actually minimize that side there. And I'm going to click size and I'm going to unlock it. It automatically defaults to lock. So we're going to unlock that size, and the pieces that I'm working on are, now this is in centimeters, everyone. It's 3.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. So that gives me the exact measurement of this. So when you're working on something, you're wanting to make something, the base size of what you're working on is very, very important. So this here, oh, sorry, Duolingo. It wants me to go learn some language. I'm going to change the color up here and just grab it to a cute little pinky purple color. And the way I did the designs on here is basically I put in a text box and I wrote in whatever I put on there. So let's just say, just enter keep leafing. So that's just one of the phrases that I'm going to be using. Now this here is pretty enormous, so that is not going to fit on that little blank on this piece here. So what I like to do is I put the corner of this piece at the corner of the image. That pink area is just there for reference. You're not going to actually use that other than making your design. So I'm going to take this, the bottom right corner, and I'm just going to resize it to fit on this pink area. Now I will zoom in for you guys. Let's see if I can make this a little bit easier. Sorry to see. Where's my arrows? So right here. So as you can see, it's within the area that I want, but I do these are going to be magnets, so there's not going to be a hole drilled into the top of these, but I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. And these laser cut wood pieces will be going at the bottom. So I know that I need to have space at the bottom so we can apply this later. Now my biggest debate is, do I leave them natural or do I paint them? That's something yet to be determined on this. So basically I have this all ready, and with Cricut, you can choose what you want to happen to these words. Now, right now, on the top left here, it says basic cut. So right now, it's just wanting to cut it. You can change it to all different things, right? So in my case, I don't want it to cut. I am going to actually tell it to do something else, but I gotta remember where they put that. By the way, Cricut has changed a whole bunch of things, so um, bear with me. So this is the one that I did earlier, and is still, I guess that was on basic cut. Okay, so that's how I did it earlier. So we're going to turn that one off. And then now that we know the size is the correct size, we can take this reference piece, the pinky purple, and turn it off on the right side. You might not be able to see that because my screen might be too big. So now the whole idea is we only want it to do this. So once you have that, if you're making it in vinyl, you can choose so. At the top right corner, it will say make it. And basically, you need to position this on your mat wherever you are working. Now, when working with wood or thicker materials with a Cricut machine, I highly recommend you actually mount that product, whether it's wood, maybe it's acrylic or whatever you're using, just place it somewhere else on the screen. Don't do it all the way to the corner like you normally would. So I've been actually lining it up on the 5 centimeter mark and centering it there. And then the product that I've been using in the machine, if I'm engraving it or anything like that, it would be set on the mat in the middle at 5 centimeters. So you just go through the same procedure. I'm not going to do all that with this one because I'm going to show you guys another one that I worked on, but this is how you would set it up. So this is the design element of getting what you want out of your Cricut machine, and hopefully it will do it the correct way. So let me reach over here. I have so many tiny doors standing up here that I can't actually see the bottom of my monitor. And so I'm just going to lay all these tiny doors down. I cannot see anything. Oh my goodness, I almost broke the fairy. So this little fairy I've had for a really long time. And she gets broken quite often. I think she's been fixed like, I don't know, at least 6 times. Freddie did another surgery on her and fixed her again today. He's like, here's your fairy again. I'm like, oh, she's been missing me. Anyway, it was quite funny. I'm like, I know. So I am going to close this one or go at the top and click my stuff. These are all the design pattern things that I've been working on. Please tell me that I saved my project. Probably, you know, it would be my luck. I didn't save it. Oh, I probably didn't save it. Oh, okay. We're gonna go make another one. So we're gonna go to the top right and um, click New Project. Let me move this down here. And we're just going to say blank canvas. Now in here you can choose vinyl decals, iron-ons, anything that you're kind of making, stickers, which I use a lot of. You can just do that and it will give you templates and such. But in this case, and in most cases when I am working on Cricut, I am designing my own things. So I don't usually use their templates too much. I'm just trying to adjust that right there. So we're going to go and then just start design. let's say, or current project, we're just going to hit save because apparently I did not hit save before. That's just my luck, especially today. Let me put this back up. If you are tuning in live, don't forget to every once in a while send me a little message in the chat. Let me know you're still here. And so yeah, so I am going to make one piece of this today. It's basically going to be a keychain. And I'm trying to pull this up. So it will be, I've got one here somewhere. So we all know those. They're kind of popular. I don't know if they're as popular as they used to be, but they are the motel side type keychains, which look like this. And these are made of acrylic, and we are actually going to engrave this piece of acrylic with the Cricut machine. So these come with a plastic coating on top. You want to remove the plastic coating from the blank before you start the project. The other side has plastic coating too, so you don't have to remove this anywhere. Okay, no problem. Happy you're still here. So with this here, we are going to apply this on. You can see it's shiny, it's acrylic. I'm going to just place it here for right now and go grab the mat. Hold on. You guys will still hear me because I have the mic on. And I'm sorry, I did not set up a secondary camera on the other side of the studio, nor did I bring the Cricut machine all the way over here today. So we have the mat, and I have on here already preset some acrylic, some clear tape, and this is going to help hold your piece of acrylic on the mat. Now you can use a strong grip mat for this, but honestly, my strong grip mat is not as sticky anymore. So I have been using this one. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Let's just make this bigger. And it's going to go on the mat here. And I'm just going to line it up where the middle is on the 5 centimeter line. This is just the line that I chose. You can choose wherever to put it on the mat, but you don't want it all the way to the corner. And then I'm just going to stick it down with some tape across the top. And I'm going to stick it down with some tape across the bottom, but not going all the way in the middle. Move these things out of the way down here. So the heck? There's a cat here. If you have a cat or a pet, the hair drives me crazy. So I'm also going to tape down the sides because we're not going to cut it and etch it all the way to the side. So I do a little taping on the side. And then on this side as well. So it's only going over maybe 2 millimeters actually. So this is on here pretty good and tight. It's not going to move. And now I'm going to do the design for this piece. So we're going to shrink down this overhead. So, yes. Do they really? Frenchies have such short hair. I wouldn't imagine that it would be that big of a difference. that's interesting for me. And I'm actually, after having allergy test run, found out I am highly allergic to dogs after all these years of having a gazillion dogs and all that fun stuff. So, who knew? Well, the doctors knew when I had all the tests done. So, yeah. Didn't realize the Frenchies shedded so much. The cat, he doesn't shed as much as some cats. I mean, he does shed, especially right now because the winter fur and stuff is coming off. So, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a text box wherever it went. I don't really know. Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, I'm going to put it in a text box. There it goes. And I'm going to move this up a little so you guys can see. Now, the keychains are going to have some different things. Leave me alone. Isn't that funny? It will have a leaf on them. But you need to measure these keychains. So once again, I'm going to use centimeters. Let me just measure it again. I measured it earlier, but I apparently did not save that file. So with the same process, this one is 8 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters wide. So if I take a shape, and once again, I'm going to take a oval. I think that's what I used before. And then I'm going to change the size once again, unlock it, and the length, well, it's going to be 3.5 by 8. So it's kind of going to give me the same size as what these little motel keychains look like. And I'm not sure, where did this go? I have it so large on the screen that it's not exactly where I want it. So obviously, we're gonna turn the letters all white so we can see them on this black area. And we're gonna bring them to the front. So at the top, there's a button called Arrange, and you can click Front, and it will bring that into another layer. So every time you're doing this, it's a layer. So obviously, this is not going to fit that. So we're going to take it to the point where I think I want it to be. And I'm going to line this top left corner once again with that spot, the bottom right corner. I'm just going to lift it up so it's going to sit inside of here. Now, one thing I'm going to test that I didn't test earlier is I'm going to ask it to etch a leaf at the bottom. We're going to see what it looks like. But the next thing I want to make sure is I want to format this a little bit further. If you go to the word format at the top of the screen and click line spacing, it's going to shrink the letters a little closer together. And I just think that it looks better that way. It also gives you all different options here and such. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go in and grab a shape. So we're going to take and go to images on the left, and we're going to just type in leaf. Okay, this is going to give us all different kinds of leaves. And since one of my favorite leaf patterns is a monstera, I am going to grab one of those, but I want to make sure that I have, oh, I really like this option. So maybe this one will work. When you click on it, it's going to go in there enormously, and we're going to shrink that down, obviously. I'm going to close the image section, and we're just going to shrink it down. So here it is. It's obviously still too big, right? So the same process, but I want to spin it around. Now, at the top, you can click rotate, and you can rotate it here. Or if you want to, click on the image and pull, instead of dragging where the arrow comes out, if you raise the mouse up just a little bit, you'll get this little curve, and this also will spin it. I tend to just spin it the way I want it to go instead of doing it over there. Once again, I'm going to put my top left corner of my image about where I want the spacing to be. The bottom right, I'm going to shrink it this way. Now, in this case, because it's an odd shape piece, I'm going to go in and set it up. So here it is. Isn't that fun? So just to give you a little closer look, this is what we've got so far. Now, I know that the space down here might not be as wide as the oval that we put on the screen. I know that the width here in the middle is right, but down here at the bottom, I'm going to shrink that monstera just a little bit more and click on that one. Just going to make it a little bit smaller, just knowing what the actual shape of this design is. I just want to make sure that that's good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to double check and make sure everything's good to go. And we're going to pick different things. So now that I've got, for one, I opened this up as a blank document, it's going to give me a lot more options. When I made the first initial piece, I chose it to be vinyl, so it only thinks it's working with vinyl. And in this case, it's a blank document, and it just knows that you can make your endless array of products that you're making. So now it's going to give me, when I click Basic Cut, it's going to give me all the options to make this piece, whether it's the basic cut, a wavy decoration, perforated. Those are all different things of the cutting. Under drawing, we want it to actually draw this on this acrylic piece that's mounted here. But how do you want it to draw? With a pen, with foil, score it, deboss it, or engrave it? Now, since I do not have a debossing tool, which I think actually it's probably a better tool to use than the engraver, but it says, I think it'll work better. Debossing will work better on wood, and I think the engraver is better for the acrylic. So, and it even says for metals and acrylic. So we are going to click engrave, and we are going to, I know it changed its color, but we'll fix that in a second. The same thing with the leaf. We want it to engrave the leaf. So, and yes, we should have just changed the color to the oval to pink or whatever. So now this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be engraving these things on our little blank. Now looking at this, I still think that maybe this monstera needs to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit more. because the actual width at the bottom of this is like 2 centimeters. So this is just under 2 centimeters. It's at 1.89. And I'm going to center it on there. If you see that little line pop up in the middle, that means it's in the middle. And this one here, this should be fine as well. So this is what we're going to do. Now you could get fancy and put a whole border and edge, but I don't have the exact design on the background. Now, most importantly, is you're not going to do anything with that pink background. It was just there for reference. Okay, so you'll go over to the right and click on the little eye, and that hides it. So while this is sitting here, I'm going to highlight both of these, and I'm going to click the three dot menu down here, and I'm going to say group. Now the group is going to put everything together. And now what will happen is that I will take this here and we're going to get it ready to make it. So on the other side, it's going to say make at the top right. Yes, we need to save the project. We're going to call this acrylic leaf KJ keychain. So we're going to hit save. So I don't have to do that again tomorrow. It's a lot of work to just like, oh no. So, oh no, it didn't put it together. So let's go back. Of course it didn't do it because I didn't do this before. So technically you need to attach these. Click attach. Even though it's in a group, click attach. And that will hold it in its place exactly the way you want it. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to hit make again. Now you're going to see the difference because now they're on top of each other there. Now this blank down here on the mat, if you recall, I lined it up in the middle of the 5 centimeter. You need to do the same thing with this. And I went down on the edge of this, and I don't know if you can see it, it's just under the 1 centimeter. So I'm going to drop this down a little bit. So the measurement here is about 8. So I'm going to try to put this in the middle of this piece. Now, one thing that's different about a Cricut machine versus the laser cutter, with the laser cutter, I can actually physically see inside the machine. Unfortunately, the Cricut does not do that, or at least the one I have doesn't do that. Maybe the newer ones do that. I have never actually looked to see if it did or not. So anyway, we have it lined up here on our mat. We have it lined up on the computer, and it sees that. We're going to hit continue at the bottom right, which is down there underneath this. And it's going to give you a set of materials to choose from. It does not come up with plastic. It comes up with just plastic acetate. And this isn't acetate. This is actually thicker than acetate. So I am going to, click Browse All Materials. And there is a setting in here for vinyl records, which is almost this depth. So I'm going to put in record. If I spell right, it would be good. And click search vinyl record. Click done. And now it's going to think that there's a vinyl record on this map. I will click the pressure to be more, so it will engrave deeper. And it's telling me to make sure the engraving tool is in the machine. So now it's ready to go. I'm going to walk over there and load this in the machine and get it to start cutting. So hold on one second. me do this. The machine's on and ready to go. Load it in. And I'm going to hit the go button, but I'm actually going to grab something to show you because I actually have two of these tools the same and show you guys as it's detecting everything and doing that, it's cutting it on the other side of the room. I'm going to show you. This is the tool that's inside the Cricut machine. Now it rotates, it has gears, and the actual base is like a pointed little needle. And that's what's actually doing the embossing. It's quite sharp. Okay. So it's over there doing its magic. It's at 47%, 50%. So I'm going to go take a look, make sure everything's going okay. You want to make sure that you do not leave your Cricut machine unattended. I have actually thought, oh, it's fine. It's been cutting fine, and walked away from it for a moment. And not a good idea because it just like stopped working in the middle of a print, and I was like, really? So now it's finished. Now I'm going to walk back over there. I should have just stayed over here. So I'm going to unload it from the machine. I'm going to make sure it looks good. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And it's almost perfectly aligned. Wait till you guys see it. So this, I'm going to make this a bigger screen so you guys can see it. And today is the first day I've ever done the engraving. And I've literally had the engraver for years and haven't used it. But today's the day. So it does leave a little bit of dust on it. So I'm just going to brush that off. And of course, you need to clean your blanks after you're finished embellishing them and doing things with them. I'm going to pull the tape and pull it off the mat. And try to get that tape off. Now, normally I use painter's tape for projects like this and not shipping and packaging tape. And the reason is that sometimes shipping tape or this tape that I have will actually pull the real sticky off of here. So luckily, this one's not that sticky, so that's good. So this, okay, let me put something behind it so y'all can see it. I need something. Oh, no, that's not going to work. I wonder if you guys can even see it. If you can see that it's embossed on there, can y'all see that? I am going to pull the back protective coating off. And it's really kind of tricky to get this plastic off the blank. Now these blanks, if you're wondering where I got them, I bought these online. You can buy them pretty much anywhere online. You just look up acrylic blanks, and this is. I wonder if this makes a difference. Can y'all see it? If I hold it like this with a light behind it. Sorry, it's blurry. I'm really trying with studio lights and this bright light underneath. It's hard to see. So you can see that it's engraved. How cool is that, right? I'm really happy with this part. And it engraves it just the right amount. It's not going in there too deep. How cool is that? I hope you guys can see that. That's so cool. So, these are some of my new products. Now, what I would do with that is tomorrow I'm going to test it with some alcohol ink on the original prototype because this one looks pretty good. You guys can't even see that on there. Let's put it on top of here. I don't even know if you can see that. Can you see it better with the wood behind it? Probably not. When the light hits it just so right, you can see the engraving. And I don't want them to be too outrageous and gigantic. I want it to be a little subtle because you don't want people to see everything. So I have little keychains. I think I'm going to make this one with a gold keychain. I have lots of different varieties of keychains. This is going to be a standard one. If I can even open the Ziploc bag it's in. Oh my goodness. Duolingo's really like, hey, come play with me. All right now. So this is a basic one here. And you can get all kinds of cutesy stuff to go on the keychains, which I will be adding some cutesy stuff to the keychains myself. There's all kinds of other keychains that I have here as well. I can make it into a bag charm with a clip-on keychain. Let me just pull this whole thing out. Here's all my keychains. Then I have all these little tassels too. And I'm going to put a tassel on this one. So I have this blue one. And I want to get, I don't have one. Okay, we're going to do it in rose gold then. We're going to take the gold away. I wish that this was in rose gold, but it's not. That's fine. So we're going to get one in rose gold. And I have these special clips that are heart-shaped. And probably, no, I'm not gonna, well, do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to grab what they call, this is called a jump ring. So jump rings are these just little loops. Let me move this back in the drawer. So I put that away. Sorry for all the noise. Plus, if you noticed, the microphone might be a little bit better. I worked on that. So now I need to put this together. And I don't have all my pliers here for some reason. All my pliers. I don't know if I gave them to the kiddos in a class and didn't get them all back or what. Let me get up there upstairs on Freddy's desk. We don't tell him. He doesn't like me using his tools. Well, that's only because I forget to give them back. But we're gonna take them. Okay, I got one. I got one. So I'm gonna put this together just for the sake of putting it together for now. And in this case, we're going to put a little clip-on loop, which this can be clipped onto your bag. I know I'm totally going to break my nail. Anyway, so that moves up and down. And I found that this part doesn't really move it very well. So I just think you have to use it manually. And for this, because it's on a swivel, I'm just going to thread it on, just like when you put your keys on here. And of course, when you put your keys on, it's always a challenge, right? and I need to cut my nails, so I'm not too overly concerned about my nails right now. And I know I should paint my nails for you guys, but I never have time to do that. And so then I'm going to take the jump ring and I'm going to put it in the hole of the blank that we have. And I'm going to add the chain part to the keychain. And now we need to close this. And in order to close this, you need 2 pairs of pliers. There is another tool that you can use to close it, but so I have 2 different pliers here. Just going to clamp it down on both sides. And hold on one second. I can't see the screen. Make sure I'm doing this for you guys to see. And we're just going to twist this over to where it's very close and touching. It's a little bit too far out. Sorry. You have to use a little muscle on this. Promise. I do this often. You gotta be a little ambidextrous. My sister's ambidextrous. Or at least she used to be. I don't know if she still is or not. Are you? She's on here live right now. So this is the keychain. Now, I wanted to put a tassel on here, but I'm not sure if it's going to look great. But you can add the tassel to another jump ring and just add it to the keychain loop, or maybe add it to the chain. I'm going to add it to the top loop of the chain here. So at the top here. So I just want you to take in consideration the next time you are at a vendor market and you see someone selling a bunch of keychains, I want you to consider this video that you just watched. As you can see, it takes quite some time to make a keychain. Now, of course, I'm here teaching you guys too at the same time and showing what I'm doing. So when I'm actually making products and it's just like factory work, as Freddie calls it, it's a lot faster, but it does take quite some time. Oh, okay. What? You don't even write much with your right hand anymore. What are you writing with? Your feet? What? Or is it just because you're on the computer all the time? So, sorry, I'm reading what my sister wrote there. So this is the keychain or bag charm. Now, if you want to just shorten this chain and make it a little closer where it's not so long, you could do that. You can move these links right off, just open them up and take them out. But this is actually, I kind of like that it's like a hidden message a little bit. As somebody's like, oh, what does that say? And then they're going to read it and it says, oh, leave me alone. Yeah, that would be really funny. So, this is the keychain. You cannot see it at all because it's acrylic and clear. That's what I'm going to try to paint one of these tomorrow to see what it looks like with the ink. And then I'll probably put resin on it. So, of course, you can take and put resin on them. Now, I do have some that I'm doing other projects with as well. The same blanks. And I kind of wish I didn't put all these, the little Mickey heads on here. Because now that I can emboss on them, I won't be able to emboss over these. So these are some that I'm working on. as well for the event. This is a fail. Um, it actually looks pretty nice on the screen, but it's not that nice. I used the wrong kind of material in this part, so it's actually got Swarovski crystals around it, which maybe I can take off. Uh, yeah, sometimes some of these projects are done with Swarovski crystals and such too. So they take a lot of time, and they're not cheap to make sometimes. But these are another set of keychains that I'm working on. The same exact one like this, just this one I'm running through the Cricut machine and embossing it. There it goes. I'm really happy with the way the leaf came out. Love that. Love it. And so then you can just clip this on your bag. I'm pretty happy with it, even though you can't really see it on this here. But anyway, yeah, you're typing all the time. You're not even writing. You should take time and write. I know that sounds crazy, you know, but I do. I have my physical planner and I write in it just to remember how to write. Like, see, you're typing all the time. Thank you. I'm happy you like it. It's really cute. Um, so like I said, I have a lot of products that I've got coming out for this event. It's at the end of the month. So I have a little time, but not really, because if you were to go onto our website, you would see the event schedule is pretty much booked for the entire month. And doesn't mean that I'm not going to be on here live every day, which I am. As always, I'm here live every day. Let's go back to the big screen and magic fingers. Woo! So yeah, this is today. And this has been a crazy day. But I had a lot of fun with the kiddos today at the class. Uh, really, really fun. And one of the students, she's not coming back. Well, there's one more class. So I'm gonna miss her a lot. So if she's watching this, Mackenzie, I'm gonna miss you. But I'm sure we'll see each other over the summer. Wink, wink. So anyway, a little shout out to Mackenzie and all the girls. I mean, they were really cute today, and they were talking about my YouTube channel, and I asked them their ideas. So so yeah, I asked them what they would like to watch on YouTube as young people. Oh, really? That's cool. So yeah, so I asked them and they gave me some tips of what they would like to see on the YouTube channel. And if you'd like to see something on the YouTube channel, leave me a comment on any of the videos. I see them all and I reply to all the comments. Um, so definitely let me know what you want to see. If there's some kind of an art form that you want to see made, I pretty much I can do pretty much everything. So just let me know. Some of the things they were saying, can you make a tiny doll? I said, yes, I can. So maybe I'll do a sewing project and make little dolls. So it's super cute because that class is got 10 little girls in it and one little boy, and oh, that's a lot of fun. So you have a lot of pens. Okay, I'm going back to the comments right now. Okay, so Mindy says she should write a lot more. She loves writing. She has a bunch of pens. I'm obsessed with pens too. You guys have no clue how many pens. I actually if my daughter picks up her care package that I sent up to my sister's house, she will have a bunch of pens in her care package that I sent up there. But I have my my favorite pens are the erasable pens, and I use these a lot. This is this one's called Four Candies, and I think this was a set of like 30 different colors. And so far so good. They've been pretty good. I have been testing these. I did get these off TikTok actually. And yeah, I'm really loving these. Now, talking about pens, let me see. I don't even know. I moved a bunch of my pens to the other side of the studio because of the event. But the Friction erasable pens are some of my favorite ones. But they're a little bit more expensive, and I was looking for something that was more economical, as I do go through a lot of this ink. And I found these on TikTok, and they were pretty reasonable priced. Um, I have also got an obsession with paint markers, like acrylic paint markers. That's something that I love, love, love. And also alcohol ink markers. I have two two packs of alcohol ink markers over there, which are approximately, I think, between the two kits, which are the exact same because I bought two kits of it. I think there's like 750 markers between those two kits. It's actually, maybe it's more than that. It's a lot. So I love pens and markers and things like that. And I love to test new products. So definitely, if there's something that you would like for me to make or to see made, just drop it in a comment somewhere and I will see it. And I'll put it on the schedule to make it. So the girls, oh, let me tell you, the girls in the class, they said they wanted to see miniature food, which I already have on schedule to do. If you saw, I did do a post here today. Um, I don't do a lot of posts. I'm gonna get into that. Tiny dolls. Hmm. It's not you. It's me. I'm just exhausted still from the weekend. Um, Tiny dolls, clothes. They'd like to see a lot of sewing things, which is really cute. The little girls are really into sewing and crocheting um, nowadays. And they'd love to see a little tiny bed made. So I think that my artsy dollhouse that I'm making stuff for, I will need to make a tiny dollhouse bed or tiny bed and tiny cake. So that was their request. Oh, goodness, I am tired. I should drink this tea and make me wake up because it's fairly early. Well, it's almost 11. It's kind of early. But with that being said, in my world here on YouTube, it's kind of late. So I hope you guys like this episode of how I'm making some magnets. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys how the magnet system's going to work. Um, when I do these pieces, they will have these. They're actually, see those two little dots on there? Those are the magnets that I'm using for them. They're super tiny, and there'll be two magnets on each wood piece that I make. So these are really cool to use. Of course, on your fridge, or anywhere. Maybe you have like at your office and you have a whiteboard that's magnetic. It's a fun little thing to put on that as well. So those will be magnets, the ones that are in the wood form. Um, I thought about doing them as keychains, but they're a little bit too thin to be a keychain. I just don't. I mean, it's kind of sturdy. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to test that. I don't have much time to test a bunch of things, so so that's that. I'm also going to do these little signage pieces that say home and relax. I've got those ready to go. I need to finish up these blank keychains with the mouse heads on them. So there's a lot to do. And this is the time of year, or this month is really, I just need to be an octopus. And that way I can get everything done. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to rest and then start all over again tomorrow. So, I'll be on here tomorrow. It will be another late night. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Let me pull it up because um, I don't know what I did. I have to see. I changed the schedule online. So if you want to check out the schedule of when I do the lives here on YouTube, you can go to my website, and it's linked into Tiny Door's website, but you can go createwithnikki.com. So we've got that set up. We also have Instagram set up at Create with Nikki as well. So that's the new branding. If you are new here, we were just Tiny Doors WPB, which is my business, but on my YouTube channel and stuff, I do more than just Tiny Doors. So we're changing it up with Create with Nikki. So the new schedule starting tonight/tomorrow is as followed. Hold on. I'm so tired. We're just gonna start off with Monday. Just remember that Monday, Thursday, and Fridays are going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. On Tuesday and Wednesday, it's at 12 noon. So I'm put it in to kind of like have a lunch break with you guys, but I'm not going to eat lunch. I'm going to bring some creative fun during your lunch break. So when you're at lunch, you can be able to have something to watch. That's me. Making something creative or talking about the art world in general. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays is going to be at noon Eastern Time. And Saturday and Sundays are going to be at 1 p.m. I know that's a lot to remember. But just think, you can always go to the website at createwithnikki.com and click on events, and you'll see the schedule there. So there will be days that if I have some other kind of event going on, I will move the schedule for live YouTube around. The question was asked if I go live still on TikTok. I'm hoping so. I just haven't been on there. Been busy. But anyway, I want to say good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good everything. And I'm going to go for the night. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video tonight and me rambling on at the end of the video. So, and if you did watch it all the way to the end, thanks. And if you haven't watched it all the way to the end, well, you actually have, because this is the end. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Good night. Bye-bye. 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 Don't forget to like this video and all the good stuff. All right.